recipe actually for abacha, as you can see on the screen. Before we go into the full preparation of these, actually look at the basic ingredients which we'll be using in our video for today. We also have our abacha, we have our ugba, we have palm oil, powder potash, we have our fish, a large onions chopped, salt and dry pepper to taste, and grounded crayfish, and also cube Maggi cube, and also a spoonful ground heirloom seed, which is also named as calabash nutmeg. So let's dive. If you want to make a good African salad, the first thing is to do, place your pan, you put your oil, palm oil, then here goes in your potash, stir periodically, and this will eventually change the oil, as you see. Then we place our ugba, and also our pomo. In this case we are using cow skin, and our fish and crayfish. Place our pepper, stir periodically, let all mixed. Stirring should be done well, so as every ingredient to be attached well. So place our abacha. This is called the shredded cassava, which we're talking about. I guess this is where the name derived from, which is the abacha. Abacha is the main ingredient for this special delicacy. If you are preparing this special delicacy without abacha, I'll tell you that this actually is not complete. So the presence of this make it yumicious, and look how it is. So place our fresh pepper, fresh onions, chopped onions sliced, and don't forget your veggie. And some other person might decide to use anyara. Anyara is one of the garden leaf, which is actually very tasty. It's very nutritious, yeah, to the body. And without the use of anyara, I tell you this, abacha is not complete. So this is actually a very delicious delicacy, and look how it is. Just as you see, you can serve it with a fresh garden egg, you can serve it with fresh onions, ugu, or any veggie of your choice. And this is actually the preparation of the special delicacy. And just as we are saying, there's some other questions that are tripping in. Before we dive into the question and answer, let's actually go into some little explanations of actually what this abacha is actually entails. You know, in many countries and in many tribes and in African tribes, it has a different name which is being pronounced. And in Spanish, it is called yuca. And in Akwa Ibom, the Akwa Ibomites called it ufomo. And while the Igbo, you know, everybody have their ways of pronouncing or giving this a special delicacy, a special name. So everybody have their tribal name on this special delicacy. But in the English form, it is called Africa salad. So let's go into our question and answer. Actually, many questions are tripping in, but sorry, we are not going to take a lot of questions. We are just going to do some little questions. We are going to take a little question into the episode, and more of just we actually going to do a question and answer on Nen's Kitchen, and we're going to talk more on the questions which actually we're lagging behind. And in case we did not pick your question, please, I'm so sorry, and maybe in subsequent video we actually try to attach your question to it. So please, if you have any explanation on this particular delicacy, don't please feel free to leave a comment below. And they say education is power, so on learning this you can as well educate one in dropping your basic idea or your comments on the comment section. So the first question we'll be looking into is yes, the first question we'll be looking into the episode is this question is what is abacha made up of? Yes, this is the first question, a question and answer, and the person actually is asking, doesn't want his name to be mentioned, and he said, what is abacha made up of? Actually, thank you so much for this question. I think it's for the benefit of all and for those that actually doesn't know what abacha is made up of. I think abacha actually is made from cassava. Just as I said earlier, cassava is the major ingredient in preparing this special African delicacy. And the cassava is a kind of tube, and they are cooked till dawn, till when it's soft, and then sliced with a special grater. There's a special grater actually that's used in the slicing of this, and some person might decide to use a hand slice, but the hand slice is a kind of there's a name they called it. In Africa there's another name they called it. That actually one you can use it to eat your coconuts, peanuts, and etc. But this particular one you use in making abacha, it has a special grater, and this special grater is used in slicing this cassava. And then after slice, the cassava then is then soaked in cold water overnight and washed thoroughly, and dried under the sun. So this actually is what abacha is made up of. And I think I've answered your question. Thank you so much. Let's be diving into the second question, which says, what is abacha called in English? Thank you so much for this question. For those actually that are not Africans and those that are not popularized with the word abacha, actually this is an opportunity for you to know what actually abacha is being called in English. Abacha actually, just as I said, is called in English translation, it is called African salad. And basically in different countries, just as I said earlier, in different countries and different African dialects, they have a special name which this special delicacy is being called. So mostly the Ibomites, those from the eastern Nigeria in Africa, actually they call this abacha. I think it's one of the popular name that is known. It's mostly mentioned in Africa, and when you call abacha, most people we understand. So in English it is called Africa salad, and it is actually a cassava based dish, and the Tiv and other tribe in Nigeria, or let me say in Africa in quotes, actually have different name in calling this, but the generalized name that when you call it, everybody will understand is basically called African salad. And I hope I've answered your question too. Thank you. The last question we'll be taking for today's episode is actually the last question is this question is just stripping here. Actually, we have several questions, but let's just take this so as to not make this video to be a very long one. I know you wouldn't want to okay, so the last question will be taken for today's episode. Sorry if we are not able to take your question, but I bet you in our next episode we'll create, maybe from the answer sections of the video, we'll try to create a space actually for question and answer. It will take a longer space, whereby we will be able to answer more questions. So we're so sorry if we're not able to take some of your questions. So the last question we're diving into for today's episode is this question actually stripping from someone from United States of America, and actually saying that what is the benefit of abacha? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate. Thank you for clicking on our channel, and thank you for watching, and thank you so much for participating actually in this particular great episode. And basically I would like to say that abacha actually helps in strengthening the bones. When we talk about the bones, it helps in strengthening our bones, and it makes the bones stronger, as it contains a large amount of calcium, and also it is high in potassium, and also is very good for the heart, and also fights some cell disease, and it's also help in weight loss. So abacha actually contains a lot of nutrients, and with this nutrients it helps to keep us health balanced and help us to keep fit. And it helps in, since it's a non-cooked food, this actually helps in adding more nutrients. I say more nutrients to the body. Just see the fresh nyara, the fresh garden egg, the palm oil, the crayfish, the fish itself. In fact, it contains a lot, and I would advise us to at least take this maybe once in a week, or maybe as a sup dish for your family, and you actually will not regret having this best African delicacy. So abacha actually contains a lot of nutrients. So I hope I've answered your question. Okay, this is how we'll be wrapping up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I thank you so much for participating, and those are tripping their questions. And thank you so much for actually participating fully in today's episode. I'll be bringing you more greater episode in a subsequent video. See you on next episode. Please do remember to subscribe. Please, let's move the train. Remember to subscribe, click on the subscription button, and let's go together on this special move. And I bet you I'll be bringing you more special delicacy. Thank you so much, and remember to subscribe.